Good morning, everybody. What is up? What's happening? My name is Brandon Osborne. You might know me better as Control for Days. Today, I'm going to take you through a modern league with this list, which I have been having a lot of success with. I just finished playing for a 5-0. I lost the 5-0 in 3 games, but that has been a regular occurrence with this list. It has been performing very, very well. It's currently at a 75% win percentage, win rate. And we'll go through the list real quick before we jump into our league here. So, main deck, for me, it hasn't changed at all for a long time, but I'll go through it for you. Highlights: 2 Twilight Mirror, no Beseju, or no Yawgmoth, no Urborg, 6 fetches, 2 Endurance, 3 Evos, 1 Prosperous Innkeeper. Endurance is a really strong utility card in our deck. It has a lot of synergy, and that's why I choose to run 2 of them in the main deck. And also it saves me sideboard slots when it comes to that. Innkeeper over the 4th Wall of Roots. I feel like the upside of running the first Innkeeper is less of a drawback than not having a 4th Wall of Roots. Once again, this card has a ton of synergy. It ramps us. Incidental life gain is not inconsequential. It comes up often. And this card is secretly the best card you're not playing in this deck right now. Card is so good. Sideboard, I've shaved on Thoughtseizes. The reason being is because most matchups where I want Thoughtseize, I only want 2 of them. And there were a very small number of matchups where I would want a 3rd. So I felt like from a card economy standpoint and being able to fit everything I wanted, Thoughtseize was the card to get shaved. A first Veil of Summer is almost like a 3rd Thoughtseize, in that a lot of the matches you would want the 3rd Thoughtseize. Veil of Summer is good. So above and beyond that, I'm running an Endurance and Ooze and a Hearse as my graveyard package. I haven't loved Hearse, which is why I only have 1 in the sideboard. I have 2 Assassin's Trophies. This is my newest addition, and it has been performing very well. I've been very happy with it. So I will continue to play with it unless something comes up. And then last cards are Hapatra and Haywire Might. Hapatra does what she does very, very well. Mows down the board. Can single-handedly take over games with Yawg. So that's why she's there. And Haywire Might, I'm testing. I've liked it so far. I don't know if it's better than Liberator, but it's been good. So that's why it's in the list. So let's jump into this league and see what's going on. All right, we are up. This is match 1 of our modern league. We are playing against Javier AC. Hopefully my audio is good here. If anybody is in the chat, let me know if there are any issues with my audio. We are on the draw, and our opening 7 is acceptable, so we're gonna run with it. We're gonna see how this goes. We'll keep, see what they're doing. Windswept Heath. So it could be any number of decks. Things that come to mind are like a blue-white control, a mirror match, some sort of like 5-color pile deck. Could be a bunch of different things. You fetch a Temple Garden. Could it be Heliod? Heliod would be an interesting one. We haven't seen that in a long time. Oh, Enchantress. Okay. I don't think I've played against Enchantress on camera. So this will be a good one. Without Crime Punishment, this deck can be a tougher matchup, but I think we're okay. We're definitely still favorites, so Having Force of Vigor in the sideboard is definitely a very strong card against them. So this is funny. It's the second... actually, the last deck I played prior to this league, they were playing against... or they had Chain to the Rocks, which is kind of like a similar effect to this card. This Enchantress Presence, to be expected. Alright, so their engine is online here. So we need to get our engine online. We're like a turn off of a kill here. I think we just disregard the grist in our hand and just try to kill them next turn. I think that's the game plan. So we're going to lead on Geist. We'll hit for 3. And then we'll play out our Blood Artist. And then next turn, if we draw a Yawgmoth, we just win. And then if we can... if we can find like a land and a... and then a Dire, we'll win as well. So we're like really close to a win as it stands. They're definitely going to be getting their engine online here though. So we have like one turn to do this. All right, we're up. Let's see what we got here. Yawgmoth one time. Okay, Boseiju isn't bad. That is not bad. So we can go Geist, sack it to get Yawg, swing for 3, swing for 4, put him down to 11, put him down to 10, draw 2 cards, and hope we find a Geist or a Yawgmoth in 2 cards. And then if not, we have our... we'll have our Boseiju up. So if they do something... if they try to do something, we'll be able to answer it. There's Yawg. Hit for 4. Put him down to 11. Drawing into Boseiju is really nice because it gives us a little bit of an insurance policy. So if they pop this Grove, we can answer what they're doing. Yawgmoth one time. No. Alright, Court gets there. We got there. We got there. Alright. We had quite a few outs in that instance. Let's make sure we don't misclick here. This is a turn 4 kill. A turn 4 kill through interaction, so not too shabby. See how our little our bug friend, the Mite, handles this matchup. You would think it would be pretty good. Some cheap interaction against enchantment deck. Hello to everybody who's joining here today. What is up? I hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate. This is our first match of a Modern League. That'll do it. Game 1 is in the books. Strong start. I like it. Turn 4 kill. Can't be mad at that. Alright. Against Enchantress. We've got options here. I think I like these 7. Whether or not I bring them all in is unclear. I don't love Grist. Grist is fine, but not great. Definitely shaving at least 1 endurance, probably 2, probably another Grist. Can definitely shave on Wall of Roots as well. They don't have damage based removal, so hitting birds and hierarchs, you know, the removal isn't gonna nab it the way a red deck would. How do we like this? The concern here is like dropping too much pressure. Like you want to be interactive, but you don't want to lose too much pressure. So I wonder if 2 trophies is where I want to be. So if they have like a double Sterling Grove, a lot of this removal, well, I mean, all of the removal is just dead. So do we keep in an endurance over a Sterling Grove? Over an Assassin's Trophy. I don't play Sterling Grove, just to be clear. Do I keep in another Grist? Yeah, I think we'll keep in a Grist just to have a little extra pressure, so I'll have 1 trophy. Opening 7. It's a little slow, but I think it's a keep. It has a game plan. So that cuts us off of comboing, but it's fine. With a Patron, we can win via the beatdown plan. So they potentially play Blood Moon. But I think I need to get the Tomb here. Like if our bird goes goodbye, that would be unfortunate, but I think this is where I want to be. Yeah, Chain to the Rocks here. Oh, ending. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so we're going to play out our Beseju. We need a wider board to start being able to chord here, so... See if they have removal for our Hierarch as well. Hopefully not. Destiny Spinner, that's fine. I feel like that's the weakest creature they have in the deck. Can definitely get out of control, but that was a good draw. Alright, so we're going to have Yawg next turn. And then we can go ham. And they're not going to sacrifice their spinner here. And if they do, we're okay with that. Now, if they don't have a Sterling Grove, if they're relying strictly off of creatures to get the job done here, they're going to be in a rough spot. Okay, on thin ice. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. That's fine. Like, if they're just one for wanting us, that's not where they want to be. So a land gets us Yawgmoth here. And there we go. And from here, I mean, we can draw a bajillion cards. And if we find a Force of Vigor, we'll likely just be game over at that point. Hit for 4. And I think before they can interact, we're going to draw at least a few cards here. Our best draw is a Force of Vigor. We're not really threatened in terms of them killing us, so okay, we'll stop there. Got a full group. Our life total should be high enough where we're not in threat of losing here. They're not really doing much of anything. That's fine. Okay. So here we're going to go, I'm going to cord to lead off, and I'm going to get an Innkeeper. And now we just have infinite draws from here. I'm not going to play out the Blood Artist yet. Blood Artist is just too many triggers, too many clicks. I'd rather not do that right now. But yeah, this is lethal. We're just gonna find Force of Vigor, kill all their enchantments, then just kill them. One of the 3 we have in the deck. Another Undier is fine. Play out a Forest. Opponent is waiting. Yeah, I have the Innkeeper. The reason I'm not playing out the Blood Artist is I just don't want to deal with the triggers right now, so it would break neutral. I would lose 1 and then I would gain 1. So it just wouldn't do anything. Alright, there's the Might, which is nice. 29 cards in our deck here. Still haven't seen a single Force of Vigor. We do have an Endurance, I believe, in the deck as well, so we can't really deck ourselves. Do we? No. Oh, I boarded them all out. Okay. Okay, there's our Force of Vigor. Alright, so from here, you can play out Blood Artist. Play out another Undier, just so we have some insulation. I'll play out the Might as well. Hopefully they get the idea here. So I'm going to let them discard a card to the Solitary Confinement, and then I'll ditch it after that. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, do your thing. All right, hopefully our opponent scoops here. Okay, and they do. All right, so match 2, we are against Doga _88. We are on the play. Let's make it happen. Yeah, confinement, it's like 2 layers of protection. All right, so our opening 7, we cannot keep this. So I'm going to mulligan here. And our 6 is much better. We're going to keep our 6. These hands are always tricky because it's like you want to hit your 3rd land drop, but you also want both of the business spells in your hand. So, like, do you depend on the Hierarch, or do you ship back a land, or do you get rid of one of the business spells? Tricky, tricky, tricky. Tuck this in a little more here. And I think we get rid of a land, hope to pull a land in our first couple of turns. If not, we're doing some Geist beats. Doga's on a full grip 7-card hand. Just gonna F6, make things easy. We also have the option to chord for a creature as well. They lead on a Triome, so there's a number of different decks that this could be. I guess there's an argument to Evo for a Grist there, because it starts feeding into our Chord of Calling, but I don't think that that's worth it. There's an argument, a consideration. So I'm really excited. I did some Black Friday shopping yesterday. I don't know if any of you guys did any. I purchased a nice standing desk for myself, so I am eager for that to get here. All right, so they go Triome into Basic Island. Makes me wonder if this is like Rhinos, maybe? I guess the question is, do we fetch or do we just let this be? I think I'm going to let it be. I want to pull a land. So we're not going to fetch here. I'm wondering if there was going to be a Fire Ice or something like that here. So I can go for Yawg right now. Or I can build out my board state. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm going to build out my board state and then try to win next turn. I think that's the plan here. So I'm going to chord for a wolf on their turn. And then victory. If you bought one and then never really stood up afterwards. I use one at work, so I know I'll use it here as well. It definitely is something that I'll make use of. Everybody who's watching will get a different perspective on this room here. It'll be a much higher up perspective. Yeah, I'm gonna get a I have my mic on a stand right now too. I'm gonna get a new boom arm for my mic so I can kind of have it taking up less space on my desk, but I have a relative who likes to buy Christmas gifts for myself and for my significant other, so I'll let them purchase that one just so I have something I can ask for. So I'll wait on that. Okay, so they pass the turn. I'm thinking This feels like Rhinos to me. Just the fact they haven't done anything yet. Their mana base, all that good stuff. If they have something like a Force of Vigor, it's definitely going to throw us off of our plan here. Okay, so this feels like a Fury coming down. They discarded a Blood Moon, so that's really good to be aware of. And this, I think, confirms to us that, yeah, we're probably playing against Rhinos here. And here I'm going to get myself another Hierarch. We got a basic. Into a Hierarch. And assuming the Hierarch lives, I'm going to be using an Evo to do my thing on my turn. As long as this doesn't get forced. Okay, so that wasn't bad. See if they have the force here. They're stalling. They're waiting a second. How much win rate do you think you lose when you're streaming? It's a good question. I don't know. 5% maybe? My thought processes are definitely different when I'm streaming versus when I'm not. I guess Yawg is the play here. Yawg is always the play, right? They thought about casting something. I wonder, I'm not sure what they would have had. So here I can think about drawing into 2 cards to get another land drop. But I'm going to wait on that. Just because if we get to our next turn, we can Evo again, we can get a messenger and kill. So if they don't answer this board state and they don't have a counterspell, it's a lot of ifs, but if those things line up, we should get the win next turn. Caverns, so Rhinos once again. See what they're doing here. Grist is fine. All right, so this line's a little bit risky if they have some form of removal. But we can actually play around it. Or I suppose I could just... Oh no, don't concede. So my thought was to sack the Hierarch, targeting the Geist, and then sack the Geist and Evo it. And doing it that way gives me the ability to chord in response to a removal spell and then draw a bunch of cards. So I think I'm going to do it that way. And I might be making a mistake here. Okay, and I like finding that land. And I guess it could be more risky to Evo here over the chord. I think I'm going to chord here. We'll see if they have an answer here. And if they do not, we should just win. Okay, they do have a force of negation. This does give us an extra turn. I'm actually not going to do anything else here. They're not really putting any pressure on us, and the reason I'm leaving the Geist without a counter and not swinging in is so I can Evo it next turn. So we're going to leave that line available to ourselves. And they're representing Violent Outburst here. Yeah, I suppose they could have Otawara as well. So Geist here is the less risky play, but once again, I think we just got to get the kill, so that's what I'm going for. And if they do have something like Otawara, they're spending their whole turn for that. And then I will, I'll respond accordingly based on them doing that. So we're going to swing, and then if they do something, we'll just kill them in response. Paying costs. You did. Okay, and they scoop. Got him. Got him, got him. All right, the Rhinos are in the house. Can we beat the Rhinos? Up a game against Rhinos feels good. They kind of kept a... I don't know, it felt slow. It felt like they had everything they wanted, but I don't know if it was the way they played it out or what, but I actually haven't played against Rhinos in quite some time. Their mana base looked like a traditional Rhinos mana base. It did not look like they're necessarily playing Leyline Binding. Alright, so we're going to get rid of some Geists, some Messengers. Grist doesn't feel great on the draw, but I don't know that we really have many better options. Maybe the Might. Double Trophy. Let me see here. I don't hate Ooze. I don't love it either. Maybe I'll bring in Ooze and shave a Grist. I'm still up a card here. Shave a Trophy. Bring in Ooze. We'll do it like that. We'll try it. Yeah, they did play Blood Moon main, so that does hint to us that they are playing a regular build. So good point. Gorefist, good call. Our opening 7 is acceptable. Definitely weak to a Fury. They mull us to 6. Just because one Rhino's less scary than 2 Rhinos. It's not a great trade, but it buys us some time. It might not be good enough. Yeah, might be worth leaving it out. They mulligan to 6. They're thinking here. Debating, contemplating. Did you guys hear that when I cracked my neck? A little ASMR for everybody. All right. 5 cards left. All right, we'll run out our bird as a sacrificial lamb here. One moment, everybody. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna finish the matching plan. Take a minute. Where's that? This one? Oh my gosh. White pen with the pink. Oh, there it is. Okay, I gotcha. Pink sweetie. Is it? He's warm. It was cold when I came out this morning. I'll be out in a few. Alright, I'm back. Alright, turn 2. They did not do anything. This is good. This is very good. Alright, and that's actually not a bad draw either. Want to be able to fetch basics here. So I'm going to play around a Fury, and I'm just going to Endurance on their turn. That's the game plan. Steam Vents. Feels like some Rhinos are coming down this turn. Most likely. Which is not good for us. I don't know, maybe I should have mulliganed this hand, thinking about it. There's a good chance this wasn't good enough. It doesn't really interact with them. I don't know what I was thinking. I probably should have mulliganed this hand. There's some of those percentage points that you were referring to, Jesse. Yeah, we'll get a basic. All right, blockers, get out there and do your thing. Buy us some time. And don't get furied. Let's draw here, Yawgmoth. It's not a Yawgmoth. Okay. Alright, so now we need to not get furied because we are committing everything we've got. And in order for us to win this game, it feels like they have a subtlety. They're pausing here. Yeah, they just pause there. So to me that says that there's a subtlety in hand. And if they are waiting, to use it on a Yawgmoth, it's not good for us. So what are the blocks here? They swing for 8. Okay, this makes it easy. We're just going to double block. We'll take the 4. Feels like more Rhinos are coming down. Okay. We need Yawg one time. Yawg makes everything okay. Yawgmoth. Not a Yawgmoth. Okay, we still have a shot at a Yawg here. Okay, a little too late. Not gonna cut it. I suppose we'll get some information though. We're losing this game, but we'll get some information. Too little, too late. All right, so we would have been able to do our thing with Yawg. Had we drawn one. All right, I'm going to scoop here. I don't want to give them the information. All right, Yawgmoth was another 3 cards down. We had a ways to go. All right, so I'm going to cut the trophy on the play. Maybe we bring in another Grist. Try that. All right, all important game 3. Let us see. Womp. If we get to turn 2 with our ignoble, this hand is acceptable, but if we do not, this hand is super close. I think it's a keep, actually. Go big or go home, right? It has a game plan. It has interaction. And they don't have a ton of turn 1 interaction. Yeah, okay. So we're okay here. And we drew a land. Okay, so this hand is shaping up very nicely. Yeah, Dead Gun is the only card that they can hit us with, so I felt relatively safe. So here we go. I'm just trying to think of sequencing. We can go Wall, Thoughtseize, Yawgmoth, and then next turn we have our Yawgmoth down. I'm gonna fetch basic Swamp here. Wall of Roots. We'll Thoughtseize. Okay, so there's a little bit of a quandary here. Fire Ice is annoying. They're short on land too. So double Fire Ice, Fury, Violent Outburst. I could take the Violent Outburst, which keeps them off of Fury for a turn. They're gonna Fire Ice, kill our Hierarch, and then that gives us a Grist next turn. And then we just basically have to beat elementals. Like, we can't take a Fire Ice, so that's out of the question. If I take Outburst, it takes them off Endurance and Fury for now. Maybe that's the play. Get rid of the Outburst. And then hope they don't draw a red card, because if they do, they'll just wipe our whole board. Oh, they do have a red card because they have the... Oh, okay. I think I have to get rid of Fury here. Yeah, Fury is the card. And then, yeah, I'm going to play into this Fire Ice here, but that's fine. I think we need to use our mana. Does it bother anybody else that when they, when you Thoughtseize someone and they have split cards, it shows both of them in the revealed card zone? That bothers me. I don't like playing Grist because our endgame is getting to Yawgmoth. So if they don't have Fire Ice there, we're playing Yawgmoth next turn. Alright, so we knew about the Misty. It was more about hitting my land drops than it was about playing out Grist. Or hitting my mana requirements. No, so it was just using my mana efficiently, getting this out. So I have the opportunity to play this next turn. But seeing the texture of their hand, I might be priced into Grist this turn, even if I do hit my 4th land drop, because of the Brazen Borrower. That might be a better use of my turn. And then if they tap out for Outburst, then play out our Yawg, and then go from there. Okay, okay. So they didn't Fire Ice here, which is interesting. Okay, so I'm going to lead on Grist here. And swing for 2. So they're in a position now where they either Borrower or Grist. Oh, I guess I should have plussed. That was a big mistake. That was a big mistake. Let's see if they give us an opportunity here. Woo. Yeah, because they go to Borrower it and may not get any value out of it. So if they Fire Ice here and then Outburst, that's okay. It's not okay, but it's fine in this situation, comparatively, comparing the other options here. If they Petty Theft or Grist, we're happy with that interaction. So that's the hope, that they Petty Theft, and that's the bait here with Grist. And they also need to hit another land. They have 5 cards we know about. We'll see if they have their 3rd land drop. Petty Theft. Oh, boo. Land drop or no? That's unfortunate. Alright, so now we need to hit our land drop. Land 1 time. Alright, we got there. All right. I like the way we've sequenced this game. I think we played the best that we could given the texture of their hand. And I feel like we're in a position where, like, the Rhinos that they're going to have, we can definitely potentially beat. Like, we know 4 out of their 5 cards here. So if they have a green card for their Endurance, that's going to be it's not going to be good for us, but we still need to force that action if they have it. And they're thinking, they're debating. Do I Outburst, do I not? Okay, here it is. They brought in Mystical Dispute. That's interesting. Feels wrong. All right. Now we're going to chip down these Rhinos a little bit on our turn. just to play around endurance here. Okay, that's really good. That's really, really good. So that gives us Hapatra. Okay. I guess the question is, how do we play this now? Okay, I think we just let this happen. All right, Hapatra, do your thing. I wonder if they try to initiate the action with something out of their hand. We're going to let this happen. That is A-okay. If they don't have a land drop, that's good for us. We'll see if they have a land. Let's see what they do here. Okay, here I think we just let them go. Okay. Interesting. So I feel like Necro forces them to make a move here. All right, so we'll initiate this. Endgame here is Hapatra. Hapatra is the card we want. Okay, so they're going to outburst again. I wonder if we can just kill them here. So they have the footfalls. And now I think we get rid of endurance. And this gives us the ability Fire Ice, what is this? Okay, dead and gone. All right, Hapatra. The thing is, we need to make sure we have enough life here, obviously. That's the big thing. I believe we have a land drop as well, yes? We do. I'm just going to mow them down. I'm not going to... Alright, we need another land. Alright, that gives us the win. Cool. We got there, y'all. As long as we don't draw Blood Artist here. Okay. We're good. Victory. The sweet taste of victory. Alright. That's our worst matchup, supposedly. And we just, you know, just did our thing. Patra put in work, as usual. And they scoop. We got there. We got there. That is how you beat Rhinos. Strategy, timing, patience. Let me make sure that the match is pulled up. Okay, we are up. Sly Daniel, 7787. We are on the play. This is match 3 of our Modern League. We are currently 2-0. Let's go. We are on the play. Opening 7 is short a land, so we cannot keep this. We will mulligan. This one is also a little anemic when it comes to mana. This one's a little bit closer. This is like the contingency. If the bird lives, then on the play, I'm really tempted to keep this, but it's just so dangerous to do so. If we do keep this 6, I think we get rid of Yawg. This could be a trap. This could be bad. All right, we're gonna get rid of Yawg, and we're gonna see how this goes. Gemstone Caverns. And they discarded Expedition Map. So we're thinking they're on Prison Tron, maybe? See what they're doing here. All right, bird. We need you to survive. Not surviving. Not surviving. All right, we need to land off the top. It is kind of slow, but I think it's good enough. We got lucky drawing that land there. Thing is, it had a plan to get to Yawgmoth, which is what we want. All right. So they're on Eldrazi Tron, which in my opinion is a very good matchup. We'll see. I think they have a little bit of a tough choice here in terms of what they take. I think the thought is probably Grist or the Evo. Best draw here is probably a land. Okay. So we got our land. Now we need to get to Evo next turn. That is the game plan. That is our ticket out of this place. See what they do. If they cast like a Smasher, that's fine. All right, so they'll have Tron next turn. I only have 2 cards left in hand. So we'll get to Yawg here. If our guys survive, best case scenario for us. So they could also have something like a Warping Whale, which would cut us off of our Evo. Let's see if they have it. Okay, there's the Warping Whale. All right, pass the turn. Can't really do much from there, and now they're open to swing with the Thought-Knot Seer. The reason I minused the Wall of Roots, I guess that I should have played around that a little bit more. The reason I minused the Wall of Roots, though, was to... I was expecting to sack it that turn, but I guess the right play would have been to not do that. That was a mistake. Wait to see if the Evo resolves, and then... So now I took 4 damage I didn't need to take. Alright, and that's... that's a good draw, as long as they don't have another Warping Whale. Alright, so we're going to lead on another Evo. Hopefully this one resolves. All right, we're in business. We're in business. Dismember. So I can draw a card. The sequence in this game has been tricky, right? Because I could have played out the Yawgmoth beforehand, and maybe that was the right play. I guess my thought was Warping Whale, but if they have Warping Whale, they just counter the Evo, so that was, I guess, a mistake. My sequencing has been not good. Okay, so here I'm just gonna let this happen. I'm not gonna sacrifice the Geist, and then if they attack in with the Thought Knot, we'll double block. They get like a Blast Zone here, I guess. Scavenger Grounds. So that can hit both of our creatures. Mana Reshaper's fine. And play out the grounds. I think we're taking a hit for 4 here. Okay, they don't attack. Interesting. Bird is fine. Alright, so here we need to get to Grist, or we need to get to Yawg. Those are the cards we want. Alright, this is a lot of mana. This feels like an Ugin or a Ballista. Ballista for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, we're going to scoop this one. I think I punted this one away. Alright, we're going to bring in Thought Seizes. We're going to bring in Trophies. We're going to bring in a Might. Ooze might be fine. Hapatra is good. And then here, Eldrazi Tron. I think that was a winnable game. I think I threw that one away. Patra Trophy. We're cutting a Wolf, a Wall, 2 Endurance. A Cord, and a Geist. Alright, and then maybe one more. I guess we don't need the Ooze. We'll cut the Ooze. Okay, we'll run this. On the play. Our 7, we can't keep our 7. Our 6, ugh. I think we have to keep this, but it is a little bit sketchy. We'll keep, and we'll get rid of a bird. And they're on a 6-card hand. They're also on a 6-card hand. Alright, hopefully our bird lives here. They could have like a Dismember, I guess. So 2 games in a row, we're keeping one land hands. See if we get lucky again. Alright, they have a map. Alright, turn 2. We're going to build out our board a little bit more. Hierarch into Wolf, and we'll pass the turn. They can see now we didn't play a second land, so we'll see if they get rid of one of our guys. Non-land permanent cards in graveyards and libraries. I've never seen this card before. This is like a what do you call it? that card that does stuff. Alright, fortunately we have Hapatra, which will allow us to play around that. Maybe we get our Grist down first. Hope to draw land next turn, then if not, we'll play out the Innkeeper. What's the card? Grafdigger's Cage. Why would you play this over Cage, though? Yes, that was the card I was looking for. Thank you. Grafdigger's Cage. Why would you play this over Cage? That's the question. Alright, so this is going to be Thought-Knot Seer. Obviously take the Yawgmoth. That's fine. Alright, Wall of Roots isn't bad. Oh. Oh no, I'm trapped into... I meant to play out my Hapatra there. So many issues with Wall of Roots on Moto. I'm gonna uptick. I think I kind of rushed through that turn. I should have thought out my lines a little bit more so. Cage gets countered by Chalice of the Void. That is true. Alright, they're going to fetch here. They get another temple. I wonder if they have another Thought Knot. A Mind Stone. Okay. If they get to something like Ugin, we're going to be in deep, deep trouble. Alright. Yawgmoth. There's a land. That's not bad. I think we start with a minus on this Thought-Knot Seer. Alright, not a Yawgmoth. So we'll swing for 3. And I'm just going to fetch a basic and play out our Hapatra here. So this feels like a reality smasher. That's what this feels like to me. One, 2, 3, 4, 6. Ballista for 3. All this dust. Okay. There everything goes. Maybe I overcommitted a little bit there. Maybe. Alright, time to rebuild. Wall of Roots. Pass the turn. Matter Reshaper is fine. Marsh, pass the turn. We have a lot of dead draws right now because of this thing. They only have one card in hand. Hopefully it's not a big hit. I'm going to fetch right now. Thin out a little bit. Seiju not great. I mean, it does hit this thing, but We really need to play something to the board right now. Take a hit for 3. It's been a while since I've played this matchup. I think mistakes were made here. I forgot about All Is Dust. Game 1 I could have played around Dismember. I didn't. Alright, that's a good draw. That was good. Hopefully that can hold down the fort for a little bit. Need them to brick on a couple of draw steps here. Yawgmoth gets us out of this. I don't think that that does anything. Gets us a 2-drop. If I had Ooze, that would be really nice, but I don't have Ooze anymore. I did not bring that in. Alright, so we'll just plus and pass the turn. Hopefully they don't have a Thought-Knots here. We have 10 creatures in our graveyard right now. If our Grist... Oh, I guess that takes Grist out of the picture. So we can sack our Insect. Oh, they hit Yawg instead of Grist. Interesting. We'll keep doing this. We'll keep doing it. I guess they have the Scavenger Ground, so we can't ultimate Grist here. That is not an option. I mean, there's only so long we're going to be able to dodge things, though. They're pulling a lot of lands. They continue to have 1 card in hand. Another Grist, okay. Plot thickens. Not much happening here. They have a map. They're almost at a point where they can just like Ballista for 1,000,000 and just kill us. Blast Zone is fine. Keep doing this song and dance here. So they'll be able to Blast Zone next turn. So I can Evo the Artist into a Yawg. I'm kind of putting them on a Warping Whale just based on the way they've continued to have 1 card in their hand. So I'm not gonna dump this Blood Artist to the Evo just yet. So they're swinging at me here, which is smart. So they're going to pop the Blast Zone. That is their move. A little bit of life gain. Alright, there's the Blast Zone, which is fine. tie game, 13-13. And they drew a smasher. Play a land, play the smasher. Which is fine. Pass turn. So that was a good draw. So this feels like a warping whale, and I think they're going to wail in response to this. Yep, so that's what we put them on. That's fine, and then we're going to dump the smasher here. And hope they don't top deck something. Tapping a lot of mana very quickly. A lot of mana. Ballista for 4, and they're leaving up their scavenger grounds here. And unless we get an answer to this ballista, we're probably just losing here. Any creature will do it because we can find our might, and we don't. So they can pump this here to a 4/4, 5/5, 6/6, 7/7. Yeah, so we're just dead. And that does it. That does it. A very disappointing match there, in which I think I gave that one away in a multitude of ways. So overcommitted to the board and didn't sequence correctly in game 1. So that was unfortunate. So I am now 14-3 in the Eldrazi Tron matchup. All right, so this is our 4th match of this Modern League. We are currently 2-1. We are playing against Luke Turner, 88. We are on the draw, and our opening 7 is acceptable. We will keep this. Once again, quality of this hand strongly hinges on whether or not our bird lives. Sweet. What deck did you build in Legacy? We're playing against Merfolk here. And we're gonna lead on, I think we're gonna fetch basic and play out our bird. Still a lot of Merfolk in these leagues. They're all over the place. These Merfolk, I'll tell you. I would love to get back into Legacy. I just need, yeah, dual lands, those things. All right, so we got a couple choices here. All right, we don't have any choices here. Trickster takes us off our potential lines. Twilight Mirror was a decent draw. So I can go Dryad Arbor and Wolf. I think that's probably our best play. And next turn try to stick a Yawg. They have 4 cards in hand. Merfolk turns the corner really, really quickly, so... Dockhand. I was not expecting that one. Okay. Okay. I haven't actually seen somebody play that. Yeah, buying duels is always a solid game plan. Alright, their clock is a little slow right now. Maybe I should have blocked while I had the opportunity to. Second Dockhand, trying to lock us down here. We will get our grist out this turn, which will be nice. And we'll take out one of these dock hands so we can... Or maybe we don't. Maybe we just plus the grist. They only have one card in hand. But, like, if I minus the grist, they swing and they kill the grist, but maybe that's what I want them to do. And we'll kill one of their dock hands, potentially. Or their trickster. Like, if they don't have a lord, I think we're okay with grist dying here. If that's what they want to do, we will allow it. We just got to dodge a lord here. And even if they do have a lord, it's not like worst case scenario. The best card for them is the 3 mana legendary Merfolk. Black Red Reanimate. I used to have that built back in the day. Alright, so we're going to let this happen. We are not going to kill any of their creatures out of fear of a... I guess I should have blocked. That was probably a mistake. The chances of them having the new 2 mana Voldalian Hexcatcher. Alright, there's another grist. Alright, second Mire. And we'll get our buddy Yawgmoth onto the battlefield. So if they have something like a Subtlety, they're pitching their hand to make that happen. Drop in a 3-drop. So this is probably, yeah. Which is annoying. I think we start chipping this thing down. Let's see if we can find another 1-drop. Alright, we got ourselves another 1-drop, so that's good. I think we're in an okay position. Like, we'll be able to kill this Soleil, I don't know how to pronounce that. Civiloon of Sea. Is that how you pronounce that? Sea and Sky? We'll be able to kill that thing next turn. And then we can put their vials out of range as well. Like, proliferate on Yawgmoth right now is going to be very good. Alright, they'll get to draw a card. Four mana. A kicked Tide Shaper. Annoying. Interesting they hit our forest there. They do not fear the proliferate. And they didn't tap anything down. Okay. Okay, whatever you want to do. So we have to get rid of this guy first. So that's step one. So we're going to play this out. I wonder, put it into a 1/2, into a 0. Maybe I just try to kill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cord into a Blood Artist and then try to kill from there. That feels a little risky. No, I think we're going to take this line. Oh, that was a very good draw. That's why you play Hapatra main. Hapatra would do the job right now. Also why I play Endurance main, because Endurance gives us a little bit extra right now. Okay, they're tapping a land. I'll add a black. Sure. From here, I think we should be pretty safe to play out the wall. And then cord. I'm gonna get Blood Artist here. Okay, and they scooped. You don't play Patron, you're 75. What in the world? Hapatra is so good though. All right, so they started too slow that game, and that's it gave us the opportunity to do our thing. So this matchup, I've settled in on this sideboard plan, and I shave a Messenger. Pull up my guide here. A Grist, an Endurance, and a Wall. Evo is a little suspect, especially on the draw. Maybe we cut an Evo and keep in a Wall. I mean, you want to stick Yawgmoth, but they do have a lot of ways to interact with the Evos, so... The 7's a little slow, but I think it's keep. We have a game plan to get ourselves a Yawgmoth. We have a piece of interaction in the trophy. Relic, sure. And I'll lead Misty. Okay, you have a 1-drop. Yikes, no second land. Here you definitely want to get dual lands. You want to fix your mana as much as possible because of that nerd on the other side of the table, the Tide Shaper. Alright, play out our wall. Our mana is shaping up nicely. Then on our next turn, we'll actually be able to get Hapatra. And then we'll be able to get a Yawg the following turn. So we're in pretty good shape, depending on what they do. That's fine. They're so far behind right now. Alright, yeah, they're in trouble. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think I'm gonna wait on the second Geist, and I'm gonna get a Hapatra. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna wait, just because they have the Relic. If Hapatra sticks, it's just GG. They just lose. And the reason I'm not going to get the Blood Artist here is because they have the Relic. So that cuts us off the kill with that line. Hapatra, come out to play. They're thinking. See if they have a piece of interaction. Alright, I'm going to use this to fetch for our that card. That 1/1 creature, Dried Arbor. And if they activate the Aether Vial, we're going to respond. Dismember. So I could respond with Chord. If they have a Curse Catcher, they get us. I don't think they play Curse Catcher. So we're going to respond here. Force of Vigor is the card that can get us, I think, most likely. Yeah. Okay. So unfortunately for them, I believe they just lose. And they scoop. Okay. That's what we call a lot of snakes. A lot of snakes. They mulligan to 6. Our opening 7. We definitely need a land, but I think it's a keep. Like it's a, if we pull a land, we have a turn 3 Grist or a turn 3 Yawg. We're on the draw here. Got a blocker for a Ragavan. They start with a Plains into a Giver. So we're against Hammertime here. Or maybe even, okay, yeah, Hammertime. Alright, there's our land, which is good. So we have a turn 3 Yawgmoth if all goes according to plan. I think the way we lose this game is if they Cauldra us. Sentinel, okay. Yeah, we're cool with that. Ouch. Alright, pulling it all. So I guess there's a thought on our turn to Evo for Blood Artist and then try to get the Yawg the following turn. I guess it depends what they do with this Saga and whether or not they have a second white source, which they do. There's the Paladin. Doesn't seem like they have a hammer though. So they pass. Alright, a second Evo. Huh. So they have one card, so they're going to Ganja de Janga? Am I saying that right? Good games. Yeah, I played Dredge briefly. I was playing a few matches with it online. Yeah, I can... So the thing is that they have the Giver. That's the issue. The Giver complicates things. So most of these creatures are humans, and Yawg blocks humans very well. So I think we just want to get Yawg into play this turn. They're going to draw a card. If they have like double hammer, that'll be the issue. But if not, I think we'll be okay. And that's also a thing, which I was aware of. So they got a little bit of an engine going here. So we still have the kill next turn because we can fetch for our Dried Arbor and then Evo it away. They have a mana. And if they don't have like double hammer, Double hammer is how we lose here. Or hammer into, what do you call it? Into Shadow Spear. We can beat one hammer though. Alright, they're equipping there. That's fine. So if they don't give this protection, it's just, yeah, sure, I'll block with Yawgmoth. Human Knight, yes, okay, I will block. Yeah, not the right equip there. Oops. Oops, minor detail. Alright, and that just gives us more insurance here. Okay, and they scooped. They scooped the match. Okay. Okay, that does it for that match. They were so demoralized by the fact that we were about to win game one that we got the W there. So because that ended a little prematurely, I think we're going to throw in a little bonus match here. I think we're going to do one more, and let's see if we can keep a good thing going. Alright, so we are paired. This is round 5.5 of our Modern League. Yeah, I really don't like the 4 Thoughtseize. I understand the appeal of it, but I don't, it's not for me. There's so few matchups where I actually want to play 3 Thoughtseize as opposed to 4. So I don't see a reason to do that. This opening 7 is very strong. We're going to keep this. So they lead on Arid Mesa. They're on a 7-card hand. And they fetch during our upkeep. Steam Vents, untapped. Ooh, a little dredgy dredge. Little dredgy dredge. I lost my last match to Dredge. And they had hit an Archamoeba. Yeah, we're fine with that Archamoeba, that's fine. You can have an Archamoeba. I would love it if that was a... Yeah, it's actually pretty good, never mind. I'm happy with that. So we'll get a basic forest, play out our hierarch, hope to dodge a Dreadbore here. Or not Dreadbore. Oh my god, I'm so bad with card names. I think you guys know the card I'm referring to. Alright, so we're not getting... We're not getting hit by whatever that card's called. Alright, there's a reunion. They got 2 imps in the graveyard. 1. Make sure all my auto yields are off. So they hit 1 amoeba. They have 2 ox in the graveyard. They drew back imp, and oh, they're playing loam. Good for them. I like that. Alright, so we're definitely not going to let this happen. And I guess the question is, do we get rid of the wall or do we get rid of the cord? And I think the cord is the call. Dark Blast. That was the card I was looking for. This is why we play double endurance. Once again. Once again. Endurance to the rescue. Endurance, Ooze, Hapatra. 1, 2, 3. We're going to bring in the Might as well in case they have ley lines, which they likely do have. And I'm actually going to bring in a trophy as well for Leyline, just because it's a little bit more versatile than just running a Force of Vigor, which is very narrow. Alright, cuts. We're cutting a messenger. We are cutting some number of Grists. What else? What else? Some Birds of Paradise. As those are getting dark blasted as a bag of rocks. So aptly pointed out. Alright, so 2 birds so far. 1 messenger. Any deck that's aggressive, I'm generally pulling the messenger. I just think it's too slow. And maybe the 3rd grist. Or maybe an Evo. Or maybe a Chord. I think maybe a Chord is fine. Chord on the draw seems reasonable. Alright, we'll run with this. Alright. I think this opening 7 is fairly self-explanatory. Both of these pieces of interaction that we have are non-targeted as well. So we can get around a ley line if they have one. We just got to get to our turn 2. They begin with 7 cards in hand, so that doesn't bode well. They have double ley line. Okay. Maybe they're just keeping based off the strength of those 2 cards, but we can actually beat those cards as long as we get to our 2nd turn. Alright, so I see what they're doing here. We see what they're doing. So they have a bunch of dredgers in hand. So next turn they're going to play out land, they're going to conflagrate me for 3, and then they're going to try to dredge on the following turn. So we can, the way it stands, we can beat this. As long as they don't have 3 dredgers. If they only have 2 dredgers. And they don't have another land, wow. Yeah, they're going to lose. I feel another scoop coming on. Another scoop is coming on, unfortunately. To my opponent, I am sorry. I guess they could have Nature's Claim? Is that the card? Yeah. Where are these opponents? Yeah, a lot of scoops. Scoops and poops. Not much we can do about it. So our last 2 opponents, we basically played 2 games between the 2 matches. We went 5-1 in today's stream. 9-2 over the last 11 matches with this deck list. This list is busted. I highly recommend it. So I'll pull it up one more time for everybody. Take a gander. And yeah, I would encourage you to test this list out and let me know what you think, because I'm really curious how everybody else is doing with it as well. But it has been doing very, very, very well. So I'm going to check out. We got an extra match-ish in today. Last 2 matches weren't particularly eventful, but yeah, I think it was pretty clear we were winning both of those. Well, definitely winning the last one, and the other one, our opponent rage quit, so it is what it is. If you haven't made use of my sideboard guide, that's over on my Patreon. The link is below. Head over there and check that out. I've just updated both sideboard guides for this deck list, so take advantage. I'm checking out, everybody. I will see you again soon, hopefully tomorrow. Until then, be well.